What's up everyone, Magic Official here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Nintendo DS Lite. This system was made by Nintendo, and it's the successor to the original Nintendo DS, which was the successor to the Game Boy Advance SP. Okay, so this retained the clamshell design of the Game Boy Advance SP. Let's go around the hardware. Here's a volume control. Here's a Game Boy Advance slot. Yup, Game Boy Advance games were compatible with the system. Really cool. Headphone jack, full headphone jack. There's the stylus in the side. Here's where you put the games. There's left, right. Here's the charger port. And there's nothing on this side. Open it up. You find a microphone splat in the middle. Of course, the big selling point of this system was the dual touchscreens. One touchscreen and one normal screen. D-pad. Y, X, A, B, start, select, and yes, that's a resistive touchscreen, that's why it's stylus compatible. But Nintendo is very good at resistive touchscreens. I mean, I think they're the best. I don't know how they did it, but this Nintendo DS Lite has probably the most responsive resistive touchscreen behind the Nintendo 3DS. The 3DS has the most responsive resistive touchscreen. That's what I meant. They're very responsive for resistive touchscreens. Resistive touchscreens are usually very unresponsive, whereas the Nintendo DS Lite and the 3DS have very responsive resistive touchscreens. Probably as responsive as modern capacitive touchscreens, which is really, really good. So the 3DS, my DS Lite happens to have a broken hinge, so that's why it's going to be sliding like that. I haven't taken that great care of it. Well, it kind of broke once on accident, but that's besides the point. I'm sick, I'm coughing, pardon me. So here's the power thing. You open it, and it turns on. Green light for indicator of battery. And it has a little operating system, which was new for Nintendo. The DS was the first system, the handheld system, to kind of have a real operating system. Then the PSP came out later. So there's a clock and a calendar right when you open up. Here's PictoChat, which allows you to actually draw and write and send messages to other DS owners nearby. There's a Game Boy Advance slot. DS Download Play, which allows you to do multiplayer, and here's where you would click to play a Nintendo DS. So, it's very straightforward, and there's not very much in the operating system, but it gets the job done, and PictoChat is really fun. It's really fun to use and stuff. Now, would I recommend buying the system? If you can find it for cheap, definitely. It's a great pickup, especially because of this. Now, would I recommend this or a DSi? This. The DSi may have a camera and a more full-fledged OS, but it gets rid of this. And this is one key killer feature. What does it do? It allows you to play back games from this good guy, the Game Boy Advance SP. You just put them in here, and sure, it sticks out of the top, but it'll work. So you open it up. You have to reset the system every time you put in a new game. Open it up. Reset. There's a little beep. And now you see down there, start Game Boy game. And obviously the screen's bigger and it's a different aspect ratio, so there's black bars around Game Boy games, but at least you play them and it performs really well. I mean, it's not through emulation, it's through hardware similarities, so it works perfectly fine. Plays back Game Boy games, and the Nintendo DS library is huge. There's great games such as Mario 64 DS, Mario Kart DS, all these great games. There's a ton of RPGs on it. You can easily find one of these at GameStop for like $50. But yeah, can I recommend the system? Yes, it's really good. Now, if you're thinking of getting this over a 3DS, I'd say obviously go for the 3DS. I mean, it's current. But this console was very good back in the days. It still is. It's still very good build quality. I mean, this system is how many years old now? And it's still working fine? Back when systems actually were built to last. We'll see how the 3DS holds up like this in a few years. For size comparisons, it's roughly the same size as a Nintendo 3DS. Both height and length. And about half the size of a Game Boy Advance SP. But about the same height. Alright, that was just for comparison purposes. So overall, great system. Really good from Nintendo. So, that has been my review of the Nintendo DS Lite. This one's the black version. There's a bunch of different colors. There's pink, there's blue, there's white. White was the most common. I liked black better. So yeah, so would I recommend picking this up? Yes, it's a great system. That's all I can say about this, really. This has been Magic Official. Make sure to watch my reviews of other systems that I've used here, like my 3DS, for example, which that review should be up by now. So should my Game Boy Advance SP review, which I just threw across the room. That should be up as well. So make sure to subscribe, wait to check out some game reviews. I have game reviews of Super Mario 64 DS for the Nintendo DS, which I'm actually going to be playing on my 3DS, but yeah, and a ton of different game reviews. I'm just going to start using this channel more often, like I keep saying. So, stay tuned, and I'll catch you later. Peace.